Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Day. It's me once again. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. Happy Valentine's Day, and for Valentine's Day, I'm going to be reviewing Lisa Frankenstein. You're tearing me apart, Lisa! I'm sorry, I had to. Now anyways, in this movie, we follow Lisa, played by Katherine Newton, as she makes a new friend from the graveyard, as this corpse rises from the grave and meets up with Lisa, and apparently he has a few missing parts, so Lisa tends to help him get those parts. Well, not his original parts, no. You pretty much know where this is going. Now, this movie's directed by Zelda Williams, the daughter of Robin Williams, rest in peace, and this is written by Diablo Cody, who is also the writer of Jennifer's Body, which has gained a massive cult following over the years. When I first watched that movie, I was kind of mixed on it, but then again, I haven't seen that movie in years, and I do own it on Blu-ray, so I could pretty much rewatch that whenever, see if anything changes, because, yeah, this definitely has kind of a Jennifer's Body feel to it, but not just that. I mean, this movie takes place in the 80s, and this movie has kind of like a gothic feel to it. Like, you know, there was a lot of those, like, 80s and 90s, you know, Tim Burton style films that not all of them were directed by Tim Burton, but that's exactly what this movie kind of felt like. It felt like the movie Tim Burton made, but he never actually made it. No, it was Zelda Williams. I think this is her directorial debut, if I'm not mistaken, but I gotta be honest, I had low expectations for this film. I mean, the concept seems pretty interesting. I mean, you know, it's not like your titular Frankenstein story. Like, it's not like, you know, just, you know, ripped from other Frankenstein stories, because the way we're introduced to the corpse, it's actually a little bit different. The way we're introduced to the corpse, it's kind of like, okay, I kind of would have liked it if we were introduced to it a little bit better, but no, there's a lot to this movie that I actually felt like worked really well. Katherine Newton is really good in the movie. Cole Sprouse as the corpse, and if that name sounds familiar, it's because he's the brother of Dylan Sprouse. Both were Zack and Cody, if you guys remember the Disney show about the twins. Yeah, they were big when it came to Disney channels. So to see them, you know, still doing stuff after that, it's kind of bizarre, if I do say so myself. One thing that I really like is just the feel, that it just feels like something fresh out of the 90s or 80s. Kind of think of it like if it were Edward Scissorhands meets... If you guys seen that zombie romance film, Warm Bodies, it kind of feels like that, though the corpse doesn't really talk, so... Yeah, but the corpse doesn't have a name, it's just the creature or something like that. And one thing that I will say, the way it opened up, it just had me thinking, why don't we get more openings like this? Like, this is an opening that we don't really see that often. And I will admit, the movie started off pretty slow at first. Like, it didn't really have a lot going for it as it started up, but as soon as, you know, when it gets to the second act, that's when things really start to change. Like, the way Zelda Williams handles this entire thing, like the way it's set up, the style, and the way Lisa's character changes throughout a lot of the movie, how she's not afraid of doing things that might get her in trouble because of this corpse, this creature. She's trying to find a perfect guy in her life, and the fact that this one comes out of the grave and just... That's another thing I should say. The creature, too. It's really cool how he starts off like a zombie, but then later on starts acting like a real person. And he doesn't really need to speak in order to feel that way. Their chemistry together, I think, works very well. And there are often times, despite this film being PG-13, cut away with quite a bit. Actually showing that, you know, they can sort of push the limits. Like, there was one scene that I'm not going to mention, but it's probably one of the most brutal scenes I've ever seen in a PG-13 rated film. So, chances are, it could have been R-rated. But, you know, I'm glad it didn't, because that shows that people still can get away with the rating. Zelda Williams is all right. You know what? I don't care. I'm going to put this in the movie, and I'm going to keep the rating, so yeah. In the end, guys, Lisa Frankenstein, I had a really fun time with it. Critics haven't been super nice to it, but honestly, I feel like this, just like with Jennifer's Body, it actually might gain a cult following over time. It has some really cool references, it has a really unique style behind it, and it has a concept that doesn't really just tend to just be another, like, Frankenstein movie. Like, it's a lot more different, and her last name isn't Frankenstein, it's Swallows, so yeah, it's they never mentioned the word Frankenstein in the movie. So, yeah, but I had a really fun time with it. So, yeah, it's a good little treat for, gothic couples to enjoy, and for the Day of Love. So, yeah, but it might not have done super well this opening weekend. I mean, Argyle did manage to beat it. So, yeah, but I thought this was better than Argyle. So, yeah, there was a bit more enjoyment to this film that I didn't think would be in here all that much, but it did. So I cannot wait to see what Zelda Williams manages to do next. I didn't think I would give this movie any higher than a 3.5, but it proved me wrong. So yeah, nothing more to say. I know, late again. So yeah, don't be surprised if I end up being late on Madam Web, because I am in no rush to see that whatsoever, because I heard what people have been saying about it. So yeah. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.